Hello everyone, my name is Kyle Kinsler, and today I am back again with another project update on my blockchain simulation project. So in the last video I did quite a detailed explanation of kind of how I updated the blocks component, the wallet component and the DAO component, and I kind of went into detail in that video, and that video is about roughly 40 minutes long. It's an exceptionally long video, but it covers a lot of information and it's very well explained and thought through. But in today's video, what I want to cover is what I have been working on. So as I mentioned in my last video, the 40-minute video, at the end of that video I outlined what I was going to be working on. And this video is really just this video will be just kind of a 5-10 minute video, maybe a bit less, that will just demonstrate and will show you what I've worked on for the last little while. So as you can see, the front end component has changed a little bit, I believe, but nothing too major. So the first and only thing that I've worked on, but it's a pretty significant part of the project, is the proposals and candidates. So people can make proposals and people can vote for them. So without a further ado, let me show you what I've done. So I'm going to click on the hamburger menu. We can obviously go into the blocks package and we can see the block data. So that's all perfect. We can go back. We can see the wallet. So we can import a wallet, and we can create a wallet. We can go through the process of making a wallet. We can view our seed. Now I actually shouldn't show you my seed, but this seed is just for demonstration learning purposes. So I'll just click view. But generally you don't want anybody else to see your seed. It's incredibly crucial that you keep it safe. But it doesn't matter for this project, it's just a learning project. And once you've put in your seed values, you are brought into your wallet. So if I click submit, nothing will happen here. So I'll just come back, and then I just outline the importance of making your wallet when you're going to do it. Okay, so I'm just kind of showing you what I have. And then the DAO, which is inspired by Nouns DAO, which is an on-chain decentralized autonomous organization for the Ethereum network. So here you can kind of see what I've worked on. The DAO is at a high level. Again, I've done videos that are on my channel, and you can feel free to watch those. Keep note of the treasury. It has 69 funds at the moment, because that's going to be very important. So now we'll go into proposals and candidates. So this is what I've been working on for the last few weeks or so. So I'll click in here. So I have a little component breaking down what's going to happen. So if we click go home, it will just bring us back here. And if I click the hamburger menu, we'll click proposals and candidates. We'll do submit a proposal. So as we can see, the treasury contains 69 funds. What was in the DAO, and there's a lot of other information that I'm going to show to you. Excuse me, apologies for that. So I'll just give you a little breakdown of kind of what I've implemented and what I've done, and then I'll go through a little example. So I suppose the first thing is I have a little breakdown of, this is like the hub of making proposals and candidates. And the idea for proposals is somebody that has won in the DAO, the Decentralized Autonomous Organization. So any person that has won in the DAO and has won a particular achievement card, only that particular person can submit a proposal. Anybody else that tries to submit a proposal, my system will say, no, you cannot do that. You have to have won in the DAO to make a proposal. So when you submit a proposal, you need to supply your alias name from the DAO to this component, the name of your proposal, a little description of your proposal, and how many funds. So this is where the treasury is kind of intertwined. So we say the treasury has 69 funds. So if my proposal gets executed, how many of the funds is going to come out of the treasury? Then we can obviously view the proposals, which just toggles, but there are no proposals at the moment. Obviously, there's no point of just having a proposal. We need to be able to vote for the proposal, so we can do that. We can view the votes and what aliases have voted for what proposals. And we can view kind of votes for each proposal, so we can see how many votes each proposal has gotten. So I'll go through a little breakdown with an example. This video could potentially be a bit longer than 10 minutes, but I'll go through a little example. So in my backend for this project, this section of the project, I have a file of users, pretty much not made manually. I do it programmatically, but I have a file of users that have firstly, the only person that can make a proposal is somebody that was won in the DAO. So on my backend, I have a file called winner.txt, which contains the winner in the DAO that has won an achievement card. So I'm going to type that name in. It's actually this name here, Monesius, if I'm saying that right. And again, I would like to also outline that I'm not going to hit every potential edge case in this video, but feel free to read the source code. There is an astonishing amount of edge cases in this project. So I have a lot of edge cases and evaluation and checking on user input. So I'm going to make a proposal name of I love to, no, we'll say lower gas fees, and then we'd say there, and then out of the funds, so we have 69 funds, we're going to use 60 funds. We're going to submit a proposal. So we're told that a proposal has been created. We'll click OK. Then we can then toggle this button, show proposals. And we can see the first proposal was proposed by this particular person, Monesius. So the name is lower gas fees. The description is because this would give people an incentive to use the Ethereum blockchain. Not entirely accurate, but it's accurate enough. And we want to request to use 60 funds out of the 69 that is in the treasury. So that's that. And I would like to also outline that there can be n amount of proposals. Okay? It's not just limited to one proposal. So for argument's sake, I'll actually try and make a proposal with my name. So I'll do Kyle. And then I'll say test. And then we'll say testing 1, 2, 3. And I want to use, say, 150 funds. And there is an edge case for this, which is accounted for. So I'll do submit proposal. And we get a nice big alert. We say, sorry, you cannot make a proposal just yet, Kyle. You must have won an achievement card in the DAO to make a proposal. And then we're told about our proposal object with the name, the description, and the funds, that it's not being created. So we can say okay. The form is cleared. And if I can just refresh the page. I'll scroll back down to view proposals, and that proposal obviously hasn't been created. So there is evaluation and error checking on what alias can make a proposal. So now we have a proposal made. Perfect. And only one person can make a proposal. aka the person that has won in the DAO. So next up, what we want to do is we want to cast a vote. So again, on my back end, what I've done is when a person connects their wallet to the DAO, I have wrote that to a file, and that is what is checked. So again, kind similarly to how only a particular person can make a proposal, there can be more people that can vote, but it's a limited amount of people that can vote. And I have these kind of alias names on the back end. So when you cast a vote, you say what proposal that you're going to vote for, your alias name. So there are error checking, which I will show it in this video. Then we can say what I voted for. So you can either vote for it, you can abstain, or you can vote against it. So I'm going to say I'm going to vote for proposal 1. My alias name is, I have Reekiest in the file, and Reekiest is going to vote for it. So Reekiest is going to submit. So your vote has been submitted. So that's perfect. So Reekiest's vote has been submitted. Then we can click on show votes, and we can see that Reekiest has voted for proposal 1, and they voted for. And in my personal opinion, I think this is the coolest part of this project, is we can see the standings. So I'll click on the button, view vote standings, and we can see how many votes proposal 1 has received. So proposal 1 has 1 vote for, and none for against, and none for abstain. So just for demonstration purposes, that's pretty much everything. But just to kind of try and break the project and show you what I have implemented, we have tried to make a proposal with a wrong name. So that's perfect. We can make a proposal, we can see them. I'm going to try vote for a proposal, say, that doesn't exist. So I'm going to vote for proposal 5. My alias name is Kyle, and I'm going to vote absolutely yes, I am in for this proposal! Exclamation mark. We'll do submit vote, and I'm showing you the edge cases that I've implemented. There's a bunch of edge cases that you can view in the source code, but I'm going to just illustrate a few examples. So it says, sorry, you cannot vote absolutely yes, I am in for this proposal. It must be one of these values. So it has to be 4 with a lowercase f or an uppercase f, and the same for against or abstain. So then if I even said yes, we do it, it changes because the value is now yes. So we say okay, so we'll say 4. So I'll submit vote, and then we get told, sorry, you cannot vote for a proposal that currently does not exist. Why does that happen? Well, we've only made 1 proposal. We cannot vote for the 5th proposal because there aren't 5, there's only 1 proposal, so you can't do that. So that's that. Another thing what I'll do is I'll actually vote as another person to show you this value go up at the bottom. So I'm going to vote for proposal 1 with a different alias name, so matter. And then we'll do vote against. So I'll do submit vote. So we're told my code has run, and it says, hooray, the following proposal has been approved. So the proposal that we proposed, lower gas fees, because this would give people an incentive to use the Ethereum blockchain, and the potential funds to use is 60. So we'll click on OK. And obviously our vote is submitted. So we can come down here and we can see Matter has voted for proposal 1. They voted against. And if we scroll down, we can see that previously it was 1 for, 0 was for against, and 0 was for abstain. But now there's 1 for against. So that has dynamically updated the state. And we can obviously hide these. We can hide these. And we can see everybody that voted. We can hide that too. We can show it back. But I'm going to scroll slowly up to the top, and we know that our proposal was executed. So we'll scroll up to the very top. And our treasury did have 69 funds, but now there's only 9 funds in the treasury because our proposal was executed. So the fund, because we requested to take 60 funds out of the treasury if our proposal was executed, given that what we proposed was within the range of the treasury. So out of the treasury, which had 69 funds, and we proposed 60, our proposal was processed, so there is only 9 funds left in the treasury. So another thing I'm going to show is if we try to vote as the same person. So I'm going to try vote. So as we can see, if we scroll down, we can see Rikiest has voted for number 1 already. So I'm going to try that again. So I'm going to vote for proposal 1. My name is Rikiest. And, Rikiest. And when I do my error checking and validation for this, so I check just this field, just the alias name field, because we don't need to check what they voted. We just need to see if they voted already. We don't care about the value. We just care about the alias. So we'll do against this time. We'll do submit vote, and we're told, sorry, Rikiest, you have already voted. You cannot vote again. Nice try. But when I was and obviously this doesn't render on the front end, etc., etc. But something crossed my mind when I was implementing this feature is that what if Rikiest voted for proposal 1? That's absolutely fine, like he already has. But if he tries to vote for proposal 1 again, he can't do it. So that's perfect. But then I was like, what if there's another proposal made? If there is another proposal made, sorry, my laptop just slept. I'll just open it back up before anything bad happens with my servers. Sugar, 1 second. There we go. Apologies about that. So what if there's another proposal and Rikiest tries to vote for that? Initially, I had just kind of implemented it. If you had voted, you just could not vote again. But then I thought, if you voted for the first proposal, like Rikiest has, that's fine. But if you try to vote again, you can't do it like I just showed. But if there's another proposal, Rikiest should be able to vote for that. So I'll actually make another proposal. So I'll do this guy, because he's the only guy that can make proposals. And we'll just do fire is nice and warm. And let's try take more funds out of the treasury than there currently are. So let's say 500. So we'll submit proposal. So we're told the proposal is created. Then we can view the second proposal. So we're told fire is nice and warm and the requested funds, right? So that's perfect. Then Rikiest is going to vote for proposal 2. So we're going to vote for proposal 2. And we're going to say Rikiest. And he's going to say he's for that. So he's going to submit. And we're told your vote has been submitted. We'll click on OK. And if we scroll down, we can see Rikius votes has went through. So he can vote for proposal 1, but if he tries to vote for proposal 1 again, he cannot do it. But if a new proposal is made, he can vote for that. But again, I'll show you again, if Rikius tries to vote for proposal 2 again, my system will pick that up and it will say, no, you cannot do that. You've already voted. You cannot vote again. So I'll click on OK. We can obviously see the update here, and I'll scroll down at the bottom, and as we can see, there's a new proposal because we just made a second proposal at the very top. And we can then see at the very bottom that there's one vote and they voted for in that second proposal, which is entirely correct. So in this, that's most of this feature, I believe. Just give me 1 second. Yeah, so that is everything in this feature. And again, I'll just refresh the project. And as you can see, the treasury persists. How does it persist, you ask? It persists via using local storage. So I write it to local storage, and then it's read from local storage. So when you refresh, it doesn't just disappear, it stays. So the treasury state updates. We can only particular people can make a proposal. We can see all the proposals. Only particular people can vote for a proposal. We can see the votes of who voted, and we can see the standings. So the current, the accumulation of all votes for each proposal. We can obviously click on go back, which will bring us to this component. We can go back, which will bring us to this component. So I'll just go back in, and I'll do one more last thing. I'll make one more vote as somebody else. I have mentored. We're gonna vote for proposal 2. MENT mentored, and he's against it. And he's gonna submit a vote. So here is what's happened. We're casting our vote as mentored, but we're told, oops, the following proposal cannot be processed. Because if we think about it, this proposal was already processed. There was 69 funds in the treasury. Our proposal was executed. So of the 69, 60 was taken out. So there's only 9 funds left. So we're told that this proposal cannot be processed again, because we propose to take 60 funds out of the treasury, but there's only 9. So we have to wait for the treasury to get those funds, however long that takes, or this will never happen, this proposal. So click on OK. Then again, for the fire one, we're trying to use 500 funds, but obviously there's only 9 in the treasury, so we cannot do that. So that's okay. We'll click on OK. And then our vote has been submitted. The form is cleared. And we can then see mentored vote for proposal 2. And if we scroll down, we can see proposal 2 has against incremented from 0 to 1 for the against field. And then one last thing I'd like to show you is if you just try to submit a vote, you can't do it. You have to fill in a field because this is a form. Each field is required. You have to fill each field in. And if you try to just submit a proposal, you have to fill it in by filling in the necessary fields. So that is this feature implemented. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a lovely day, and thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.